everybody. Pastor Jerry here for Around Town with the Pastor. Now, as you can tell by my surroundings, I'm not in Van Alstyne today when I'm filming this. My wife and I actually came up for about a 2-week vacation up in Divide, Colorado. Behind me, you can see the top of Pikes Peak. Also, you can see in the background some of the beautiful trees, the pine trees, the evergreens, the beautiful aspen that are changing colors this year. It's just a beautiful surrounding. My wife and I like to come up to Colorado from time to time when we can. It's absolutely beautiful. But there's always a reminder when we come up. It doesn't take very long when we get here to realize if we're outdoors, if we're hiking, if we're walking trails, if we're doing anything outside or even inside for that matter, it becomes very clear very quickly. The air is thinner up here, and the oxygen seems to be at a premium. But that's something that we encounter every time we come up. And it's just a reminder that we have. But also, I learned something new. It seems like every time I come to Colorado, there's a new lesson for me in life. And a few days ago, I was visiting with another gentleman who talked about trout up here. Trout is the main fish to catch in Colorado. You do it by fly fishing. And here, up in the mountains, they have beautiful creeks and rivers and bodies of water, small lakes, large lakes, and that go through the valleys of the mountains. And it's just beautiful. And from time to time, you'll see a man or a woman standing in the river fly fishing. And one of the struggles for trout when they're in these rivers is quite often the currents take them places they don't want to go. And it's a struggle to not be swept away in the currents. So what trout do to protect themselves and to keep from being swept away is they will go find a large rock or a tree that is in the river, and they will get on the other side of that. And that rock or that tree breaks the flow of the current for them. And once they find that spot, quite often they'll stay there a long time, maybe even their entire life or most of it. It protects them from the current. Also, it allows them, when the current brings food downriver, they're able to swim out real quick, get the food, and get back to safety. When fly fishermen or women who are fly fishing want to try to catch trout, they'll put a fly on the end of the hook and they'll toss it out in the current. When the trout sees that fly, that motion, they're drawn to it and they will be brought out into the current. And quite often, what lures them out is what often sweeps them away. It makes me wonder about the currents in our lives. What is it that takes us places that we don't want to go? Is it the busyness of life that takes us someplace we weren't intending to go? Is it loneliness? Is that a current that you have to deal with? Is it anxiety? Maybe struggles in a relationship? Maybe work? There are all different kinds of struggles, different currents. Even ministries in the church can be currents that take us places and directions that we never really intended to go to begin with. It seems like it's very prevalent in our walk with God, how we think we're heading in the right direction. We're still going what seems to be forward, but all it takes is 2 or 3 degrees to get kind of off whack, off track, out of whack. And before you know it, we look around and we realize currents in our life have taken us off track, and we're no longer on the walk with God that we started off with, that we intended to be. So I want to ask you, what are your currents in life? What are the things in your life right now that tend to drive you places, take you places you don't want to go? What are those flies, those lures in our life that pull us out of a safe area and pull us back into currents in life. Again, that cause us to sweep away, that we feel helpless and out of control. We all have those flies, those lures in our lives. We all have the currents that we have to deal with. I hope that this week you'll be able to begin to identify some currents in your life, some struggles that you have, maybe some of the lures, the flies in your life that pull you out of the safe areas and back into the currents of life. I would love to visit with you if you would like to make some time to sit down and talk about maybe some of the struggles that you may have. I'm certainly welcome and glad to do that. But just know that I look forward to being back with you soon. The First United Methodist Church of Van Alstyne loves you. God loves you.